All right, guys, Wes here. Welcome back to the channel. And today we've got some more Spider-Man 2 updates for you guys. And needless to say, the hype train for Spider-Man 2 is getting bigger and bigger by the week. And following Insomniac's appearance during the Summer Game Fest hosted by Jeff Keighley, we have a lot more to talk about regarding the state of the game and what we can expect from it when it finally launches later this year. So in today's video, we're going to go over everything that's been recently confirmed about Spider-Man 2, including the release date, brand new story details, new screenshots that show off Venom, as well as a certain cameo that you're definitely going to want to hear about. Also, real quick, guys, I'm giving away a PS5 for 120,000 subscribers. If you'd like to enter, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel and then tweet me proof that you're subscribed on Twitter or Discord. I've got the full details in the pinned comment. So as you guys know, we got our first look at Spider-Man 2 gameplay during the PlayStation showcase that took place in May, but we recently got some more details at Summer Game Fest, including the release date of October 20th. And shortly after that Summer Game Fest show, we got a lengthy post that was made by the official PlayStation blog that revealed a number of additional details that people may have missed. Now, according to the blog post, pre-orders for Spider-Man 2 go live on June 16th, so they may actually be live right now by the time you're watching this video. Now, another cool detail that they reconfirmed was that this game was built for the ground up for the PS5, which was likely said as a way to reassure people that it's not going to be simply an asset flip of the previous Spider-Man 1 on PS4 and remastered and Miles Morales. You're going to be able to switch between Miles and Peter throughout the story, and the character swapping will be near instant regardless of how far away the two characters are from each other. The main story will involve both characters, but in between main missions, it seems you'll be able to switch freely between the two characters, and they'll each have their own character specific side missions. The blog also confirmed that Manhattan, Queens, Brooklyn are going to be a part of the open world map, so it will indeed be bigger than both of the previous games. There's going to be some new areas that we've never seen before. The level of detail for the game world is insane. Now, like the previous game, we've got some pre-order incentives that will give you instant access to 2 suits and 3 color variants for each of them. Now, for Peter Parker, you're going to get the Arachnite suit, and for Miles Morales, you'll get the Shadow Spider suit, and on top of that, you'll get instant access to 3 skill points and the Web Grabber gadget. The digital deluxe edition of the game will give you a bunch of additional content, as well as including 10 unique suits, 5 for each Spider-Man. You're going to get 2 skill points and some additional photo mode options, and that's all on top of the pre-order bonus. Now, by far my favorite aspect is the physical collector's edition that will come with all of that content plus an awesome steelbook, as well as a 19-inch statue of Venom fighting the 2 Spider-Man. So needless to say, Insomniac and Sony are going all out for the marketing for this game. I am 1000% gonna pre-order the statue. I typically say don't pre-order games, but because of this statue, I've got to get it. And next up, we got some confirmation regarding some story details. Now, as you probably heard by now, Venom is not actually going to be Eddie Brock in the upcoming game. Now, if you watch my previous videos, I basically said that I don't think that Venom in this game will be Eddie Brock, meaning Insomniac Games is going against the usual origin story for the character. But if you know your comics, you know that this isn't even close to being the first time someone other than Eddie Brock has become Venom. Characters like Flash Thompson and Mac have bonded with the Venom symbiote in the comics, and if you played these 2018 Spider-Man game all the way through, you know that it's heavily teased that none other than Harry Osborn could be the host for this universe. Insomniac has been coming up with unique backstories for their characters in this specific universe, so it shouldn't be too surprising that they're going to do the same thing for Venom. But some fans have been digging up a bit deeper and looking for another explanation for Venom's backstory. Now, despite Harry being teased as the Venom host, Insomniac has not given any confirmation as to who it will be, other than the fact that it's not going to be Eddie Brock. Now, some fans have argued that Harry doesn't have much motivation to be Venom given his relationship with Peter Parker, unlike Eddie Brock, who already hated Spider-Man's alter ego, and some have argued that it's simply too obvious. And I mean, in defense of those people, Insomniac has been acting very secretive with Venom's identity. I guess you could say that Insomniac might be planning some kind of major twist regarding who the Venom host actually is. But if you ask me, I think this is just a repeat of the Arkham Knight situation. Now, in case you weren't around during the marketing for Batman Arkham Knight, developers Rocksteady promised that the identity of their new character, the titular Arkham Knight, was going to be a crazy surprise that nobody would see coming. But literally anyone who knew anything about Batman saw the twist coming a mile away, because it was basically just the Red Hood story with one of the names changed. Now, don't get me wrong, Arkham Knight is still a really good game, and honestly, it's a pretty good adaptation of the Red Hood story, but it was painfully predictable plot twist that everyone saw coming, and I'm honestly starting to think that Insomniac is doing the same thing here. They're marketing Venom's identity as a twist, and maybe some people will be surprised, but the majority of fans are going to see it coming from a mile away. Now, despite all of the fan theories and possible misdirections going around, I still think Venom is most likely going to be Harry Osborn in Spider-Man 2, because frankly, it doesn't really make much sense otherwise. We already saw a previous teaser back at the end of Spider-Man 2018's main story, but also with how much Insomniac Insomniac likes to hit us with the emotional storytelling, I don't think any other character being Venom would really hit us the same way as Harry would. Think about it. Do you think Insomniac will take a character we already know and like in this universe, that being Harry, and make him into a tragic villain? Or do you think they're going to try to introduce a brand new character that we've never met and then turn him into Venom after a few hours of game time? Honestly, I think the answer is pretty obvious here. Venom is 100% going to be Harry Osborn, and if you ask me, that arc is going to end up being the precursor for Norman Osborn becoming the Green Goblin in Spider-Man 3, or even in this game. If Norman has a hand in turning his son into Venom, and then Venom gets defeated at the end, it's safe to assume that Norman is going to want revenge, and that will likely culminate in Norman turning himself into Goblin in the next game, or maybe in this game, or possibly DLC for Spider-Man 2. I know people want to think that Insomniac has some clever twist planned for Venom's identity in Spider-Man 2, but at the end of the day, Harry is really the only character that makes sense. As I said before, it's the Arkham Knight situation all over again, misdirecting the marketing and the trailers so that we're even more excited whenever the full reveal happens in game. Now, shifting gears from Venom, there are obviously some rumors floating around that none other than Wolverine is going to make an appearance in this game. The evidence is slim, but Insomniac Games actually dropped what could be a teaser during their presentation at Summer Game Fest, where they stated that Kraven is hunting down all of the Marvel characters living in New York City, including Peter, Miles, and quote-unquote others. Now, we know for sure that Wolverine exists in the Insomniac universe, and there's also some beef between Kraven and Wolverine in the Marvel universe, so it wouldn't be unprecedented for two characters to come face to face. Granted, Wolverine typically hangs out in Canada, but since Charles Xavier's School for Mutants is located in New York, it's entirely possible that Wolverine is hanging out in NYC during the events of Spider-Man 2 and will eventually make a brief cameo as a way to set up his standalone game that, what do you know, is also releasing on PS5 right after Spider-Man 2, and it's being developed by Insomniac as well. Now, if Wolverine appears in Spider-Man 2, that could actually be a decent explanation as to why we haven't seen or heard anything about Insomniac's Wolverine game in a long time. Both games were revealed on the same day back in 2021, but Spider-Man 2 has gotten gameplay and a release date, and we haven't heard anything about Wolverine ever since its reveal trailer. We know it's currently being developed by the same team that did Miles Morales, which is just another team in Insomniac Games. Now, if Insomniac is intentionally trying to connect the two characters and establish them in the same universe, that could actually be a decent reason why they've gone quiet about Logan since 2021. If Wolverine appears, even just for a cameo in Spider-Man 2, it would be a decent introduction to this version of the character, and then once Spider-Man 2 is out and everyone played it, then Insomniac can drop another trailer in the future for Wolverine's standalone adventure, similar to how Spider-Man PS4 introduced Miles Morales, and then we got the standalone Miles Morales game. And it's also exactly how Marvel Cinematic Universe introduces many of its characters during the Infinity Saga, as well as just the MCU at its current time. The release date for Wolverine is rumored to be somewhere in 2024, and if the two games are supposed to exist in the same universe, teasing Wolverine in Spider-Man 2 roughly a year before the game drops could actually be an awesome marketing strategy. Now, speaking of release dates, it was recently confirmed that Spider-Man 2 is going to come out in late October instead of September, but ultimately I think that's a good idea. Not only does this give Insomniac a little extra time to polish up the game, but it also gives gamers a little wiggle room with their money since September is going to be absolutely stacked. Starfield is dropping on September 6th, but you can play it on September 1st. Lies of P and Mortal Kombat release on my birthday on September 19th. Payday 3 drops September 21st, and Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty drops on the 26th of September as well. Spider-Man 2 would have had some absolutely ridiculous competition if they stuck with that rumored release date of September, so then pushing the game back to October 20th honestly sounds like a good plan to me. Extra time to polish up the game is a good thing, and giving gamers a little extra wiggle room from the competition also allows more people to experience it without having to worry about spending too much money on games and potentially missing out on something that they'd otherwise want to play. Literally everyone benefits from the game coming out in October instead of September. It gives me plenty of time to get through a chunk of Starfield as well as Phantom Liberty DLC, and I'm also going to try out Lies of P as well. The last thing that I want to touch on is that screenshot we got of Venom fighting two Spider-Men. That looked absolutely insane. I cannot wait for this game to come out. The art style, the art direction has this game looking like it's going to be much darker in tone, but also the graphic fidelity at night is going to be insane. Now, we don't know much about Spider-Man 2's performance or the performance modes we're going to get, but it's Insomniac we're talking about. They release so many options in terms of performance and quality mode, as well as performance with ray tracing, and I think Insomniac, out of every single developer, is going to make sure that this game looks good but also plays incredible. Overall, Spider-Man 2 looks like a freaking amazing game, and I can't wait to get my hands on it later this year. As the release date gets closer, I'm sure we're going to hear more things about the performance benchmarks and possibly the rumored rumored PC port, but I think that's still probably 2, maybe 3 years out. But overall, the hype and marketing is real for this game, and we're going to hear a lot more about it going forward. Now that there's a release date, we know it's coming out on October 20th. So definitely stay tuned to the channel to stay up to date for Spider-Man 2. Be sure to like the video and subscribe if you have not already. Don't forget to enter the PS5 giveaway for 120k subs. All you have to do to enter is subscribe to the channel, comment your Twitter handle, and then tweet me proof or send me proof on Discord that you're subscribed, and that will enter you a chance to win. Thank you all for watching, guys. This has been Wes, and I'll talk to you in the next video.